to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, Cindy, can we get a roll call, please?
Sure. Blair is absent with notice. So Candeloro,
Here.
De Palma,
Here.
Marshall,
Here.
Stangland,
Here.
Unruh,
Here.
Rumble.
Here. We do need a motion to approve the agenda, but the closed session is being removed, so A, B, and C will be removed. Stuart was unable to make it tonight.
I motion to approve the agenda
As amended.
as amended.
I support.
Thank you, Tony. Thank you, Dana. All those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, motion carries. All right, that brings us to the public hearing for the liquor license application for the Granger project. So we need a motion to open the public hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Dana, thank you, Steve. Can we get a roll call on that, please?
Marshall,
For this is for the public hearing, right?
This is the open the public hearing.
Yes.
Stangland,
Yep.
Unruh,
Yes.
Candeloro,
Yes.
De Palma,
Yes.
Rumble.
Yes, motion carries. Is anybody here to speak about the liquor license application for the Granger project? Okay, seeing none, we need a motion to close the hearing.
So moved.
Second.
Thank you. Can we get a roll call, please?
Stangland,
Yep.
Unruh,
Yes.
Candeloro,
Yes.
De Palma,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
Rumble.
Yes, motion carries. That brings us into our reports. We have a treasurer report. We have the general ledger report, designated funds report, building department, I don't see one. Recreation department. John, do you want to add anything?
Just a couple of quick announcements. With baseball just getting started for the season, soccer, we're just wrapping up. Both programs were great numbers. Actually, with baseball, our beginning T-ball is 50% over last year, so we're really excited. We got great participation, so very excited about that. Announcement for June 13th. We got the kickoff for summer, sponsored by the DDA here in town. That's a Friday night from 5 to 10. Also that night, we have our traditional spring movie night here in the park right next door at Crossman Park. So that'll start, the movie will technically start at dusk, and we'll have popcorn as well, but come out and check it out. We'll have inflatables right before that as well for the kids. So the movie is Flushed Away. It's a cartoon movie, so it's really funny. But I also wanted to thank the Boy Scout troop, Troop 139. Cindy leads the troop, and they did a great job repainting our picnic tables out at the park. They look really great. So giving them a few more years of life. So we appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, John.
That's it.
Edna Burton Senior Report, Faye?
So we've had a lot going on, but our big thing is July 2nd, which is our barbecue and carnival games. And we have had people come and volunteer out of the woodwork. It's wonderful. The community reminds me of what it used to be when I was a kid. Everybody's coming together. We've got the Lions, we've got the Living Water Church, we've got individual volunteers, we've got the DDA, and everybody's pitching in, and Jason's gonna be in the dunk tank.
Yeah, so nobody come.
And I'll just have to stand there and go like this every time he gets off.
Can we put that next to the lawn darts?
You're second, Tony. You're going in
no.
second.
I just hope we can get as many people as possible to come. We were planning on like 100, but we're starting to plan about 200 because it's being
great.
so well received. And I think it's a good thing for the community. And Gail, without Gail, I would be way behind the 8 ball, but Gail has helped me out a lot. So, thank you.
Thank you, Faye.
So what's the
Thank you,
prize
Dave.
with the hula hoop contest? I challenge Bob to the hula hoop contest.
Hey, I got my knee fixed, so my hips are working pretty good now.
You should be able to do the hula hoop like from your neck to your hips to your knees,
Hey,
Hey,
And then out to your arms, right?
and then your arms. Yeah,
Yes.
somehow.
I'm out on that.
So I guess I guess Bob's accepted my challenge.
I guess so.
oh, yeah.
Yeah.
What are you saying?
Alright.
Why are you pointing at me? Well, like I'm an eater or something? Like what's going on here?
Just don't wear your glasses.
There you go. All right. Thank you, Faye. All right, trustee reports. Scott, you got anything today?
Nope.
Steve?
I do not, but I have a question and it just came to my mind. We're having the township trash removal or hazmat removal.
Cleanup
So
day?
when is it? Because I volunteered for it.
14th, June 14th.
So you got me down for doing.
I
Okay,
do.
I just had to. I don't have it in my calendar.
Yep,
Thank you.
no problem.
Please send me an email, please, or something
Yep.
for when I got a.
I'll have Stacy get on that tomorrow.
Thank you.
There you go, it's on your check.
Got it.
All right, Bob, anything?
Wanted some
Uh, just had attended the September Fest commission or committee meeting. That was about it.
All right,
If John didn't want to cover anything, I'm not going to.
all right, Tony?
Nothing.
All right. Treasurer?
Okay, so I am working on the summer 2025 bills. They should be mailed out on July 1st. I'm also working on being able to accept credit cards at the counter there. Don't know if it will be right by July 1st, but sometime in July, we'll be able to take credit cards for it. I'm looking at 2 different companies right now. Dog tags are still available, but only 1 year now because now they're delinquent, because after June 1st, they went delinquent. So if you still didn't get your dog tag, you can come in here and get a 1-year tag, or you can go to Oakland County. I attended the Michigan CPA Association's government accounting and auditing class. I attended yesterday the ribbon cutting for Hannah's Memorial Garden. That's over at the Seymour Lake Park in Oxford. It's at Seymour Lake and Baldwin Road. Hannah was one of the students from Oxford that died in the tragedy, and she was actually a Brandon resident, though, even though she was Oxford schools, because part of our township goes to Oxford schools. So I attended the ribbon cutting. It was a beautiful event. The news was there. It's all over the news, Facebook and stuff, if anybody wants to see pictures or stop by and visit it. What am I looking forward to? June 12th, I'm going to the DDA Awards Night. June 13th, I'm looking forward to the kickoff here in town that they're having, that John mentioned. There's going to be food trucks, a beer tent, and then the movie afterwards, inflatables and stuff like that. June 14th starts Farmers Market in town here, so I'm looking forward to that. And then also, of course, July 2nd at the Senior Center. I think that's everything. It's just busy time. Oh, and the June 14th Farmers Market is a Father's Day celebration, so all those fathers out there come and visit the Farmers Market.
All right, thank you. For me, a couple things. The next No-Haz collection date is June 7th. That's at Oxford Middle School. Appointments for that can be made at nohaz.com, and the fee for Brandon Township residents is $20. Our first cleanup day, as Steve mentioned a little bit ago, is June 14th from 8 to 2 at the Township Park on Hadley Road. You must call the supervisor's office at 248-627-4918 for an appointment. Dana did just mention the DDA summer kickoff event, and so did John. So June 13th, that'll be a good night. And then, as well as the 4th of July barbecue and carnival games on July 2nd that Faye and Dana both mentioned. And then congrats to all the 2025 Brandon graduates yesterday. I was there yesterday at the ceremony because my daughter did graduate. So it was a beautiful day, and congrats to all of them, and good luck in your future. So that's it for me. All right, that brings us into our correspondence. We have the Zoning Board of Appeals minutes from April 23rd, September Fest meeting minutes from May 21st, and the SMART application response letter. That brings us to citizens' comments on agenda items. Please remember you are limited to 3 minutes for citizens' comments. Is there anybody that has any comments on any agenda items? Okay, seeing none. No discussion. That brings us to the consent agenda. Regular meeting minutes of May 5th. Regular bills in the amount of $36,624. Prepays in the amount of $701,433.82. So we need a motion to approve the consent agenda.
I move to approve the consent agenda.
Second.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you, Steve. Any questions on that stuff? Okay, can we get a roll call, please, Cindy?
DePalma,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
Stengman,
Yes.
Unruh,
Yes.
Candelora,
Yes.
Rumble.
Yes, motion carries. No unfinished business. That brings us to our new business. And the first item we have is the Granger Project LLC liquor license application. And Rachel is here.
And I have to abstain from that vote.
Okay, so you want to make, who wants you, so you're making the motion to abstain?
Yeah, I'll move to abstain.
Okay, I'll
support.
second. You got it? Go ahead.
I'll support him.
Okay. All right, so Scott and Steve, or sorry, Dana. Can we get a roll call on that motion, please?
Unruh,
Yes.
Candelora,
Yes.
DePalma,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
Stengman,
Yes.
Rumble.
Yes. Okay, so back to the liquor license. Rachel is here if the board has any questions, but they did previously file for a different application, but when the liquor control was out there, they told them that that probably wasn't the ideal license to have on that property. So they have abandoned that request and now are requesting this type of license at the recommendation of liquor control.
That was my only question, is why a second one, so
Yep.
that makes sense now.
Yeah, it didn't fit what they were actually trying to do out there.
Okay.
Well, I'll make a motion to approve the attached local government approval for the Granger Project LLC at 237 Granger Road, correction, 2370 Granger Road, Warrenville, Michigan 48462, Brandon Township, Oakland County, Michigan, and recommend this approval resolution be considered for approval by the Michigan Liquor Control Commission.
I'll support.
Thank you. Any additional questions or comments on the application request?
That area out there, what is it zoned?
Recreation, I believe. Yes.
Rec?
Yes.
And could I ask why the LLC didn't want you to have the other?
Yeah, as a tasting room, it was a partnership with Bitter Tom's in Lake Orion, and we would basically be operating their business without them there. So I didn't realize that a tasting room is actually their business wholly. So since they don't have any employees on site, it was kind of a misfit that way. And the other problem is, we would have had to exclusively only serve Bitter Tom's spirits, which also kind of made it almost impossible to comply all the time. So it was a little too awkward for both parties. The MLC was out twice, and they liked the profile. They're feeling like we're trying to fit a round peg in a square hole with that particular convention, so.
Okay, so there's no third party involved now. So it's strictly your business and us.
Yep.
I have a question for Lieutenant Glover, because I know you've done much more of the alcohol enforcement stuff than I have, and it's been a long time since I did it. Do you see any problems here?
No, and I'll still have to approve once the state approves it, I'll still end up probably having to approve the application, depending on what the event, which the event is.
By an event by event
Yeah.
basis.
More than likely, it'll still come to me. Yep, and I'll still have to sign it. So.
Which brings up another question for me. So this is by day. So you say we're gonna have alcohol there on July 4th.
No, this would be, and, this application, which the lieutenant will be able to review when it goes together, they want us to apply just for a standard Class C license, so that we aren't pulling individual applications for every event. And this would be just an approval to for us to go through the process of applying. So we haven't started that application yet. And when we do that, the first step is Lieutenant Glover's office, I think, and then he would review it and we'd go from there.
Okay.
That's usually how it works.
All right, thanks, LT.
All right, any additional comments? Okay, can we get a roll call, please?
Candelora,
Yes.
DePalma,
Yes.
Marshall,
No.
Unruh,
Yes.
Rumble.
Yes, motion carries. All right, that brings us to our West Nile virus resolution. We've already gone through this. We've already ordered the products. We've been distributing them. We now have to have this resolution to request the reimbursement of $3,416.05 from Oakland County.
So I'll make the motion to approve the 2025 West Nile Program Resolution and request reimbursement in the amount of $3,416.05 from Oakland County.
Second.
Thank you. Any additional comments? Okay, can we get a roll call, please?
DePalma,
Yes.
Marshall,
Yes.
Fengler,
Yes.
Unruh,
Yes.
Candelora,
Yes.
Rumble.
Yes, motion carries. That brings us back to citizens' comments on anything, and please remember your time is limited to 3 minutes. Please let us know who you are if you have a comment to make, and you come up to the podium.
Hi, folks. I'm Dave Wilson. Do you need my address, Jason? What do you? Okay, I'm a resident of the township and a user of facilities within the village. And I'm here with a request for this board and honestly for the village, both to work collaboratively and equitably on a working operating agreement between both the village and the township. As a citizen, like I said, and using facilities within the village, constantly, I wouldn't say constantly, but often come up to a loggerhead where an issue arises and there's a question of jurisdiction of who owns what, who does what, and when, and who, honestly, at the bottom line, who pays for it. It seems to me that there needs to be, like I said, a written operating agreement between the township and the village, again, that specifies all that in writing that we can operate from. So I'm here to request that this board put on the agenda for the next meeting, if possible, that resolution or that agenda item to come up with some kind of operating agreement. I know there's been discussion in the past, but to date, there's still no formal operating agreement between the village and the township. And again, it causes issues for we citizens, and I don't have time to go through all of those kind of issues, but I think people on this board are probably aware of instances where there is an issue of jurisdiction as to who owns what and who should do what when, you know, between Parks and Recreation or just in the village itself. So, again, there needs to be a formal operating agreement in writing, worked out collaboratively between the township and the village as to, again, who does what when. And that's my request. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Terry Kroll, and I live in Brandon Township. I'm going to piggyback on what Dave said, but I'm going to be just a little bit more pointed in some of it. I would also like you to work together and come up with an agreement. But just to give you an example of something, earlier tonight there was a group of us that were at the pickleball fields playing, okay? We looked around. All the baseball fields are maintained. Everything's weed whacked, the grass is cut. On the pickleball fields, none of it's done. In the middle where the telephone pole, the grass, nothing's been weed whacked, nothing's been cleaned up or anything else. We know we cannot do it, because otherwise we would. I just want to say, I would love to see everybody come to an agreement, because currently when we were asking questions, this is what we got. And it gets very frustrating, and guys, please just try to work together, come up with something to make it best for the kids, the teens, everybody, because currently I know a lot of young adults that are saying, why should we be in Brandon? I'm going to go to Clarkston, Oxford, Goodrich, where they all work together, where they have these, where they provide these things for us. We're going to lose our kids and our young adults to this area. Then you're not going to have anything. Thank you.
Anyone else? Faye?
I
just forgot to mention that we got our artwork installed outside the senior center from the DIA. And we also have our new outside picnic tables and chairs that were donated by Age Waste. So, and they are very, very nice, so stop by and see them. And also on the DIA, there's a QR code, and it will take you to a site that tells you every site in Oakland County that has DIA artwork outside or inside their building. So,
All right, anybody else?
How you doing? My name's Kelvin. I live in Brandon Township. Been here almost 30 years. I've got grandkids that are in the playing baseball and soccer and all that stuff. And we just recently got started playing pickleball, and that's one of the issues. But there's several of us here that play pickleball that we're voicing the same thing. It's, you know, we don't know where to go to get things done, whether it be the courts out there or baseball fields or whatever. So we are asking you guys to do whatever it takes to start working together to come up with some resolutions for, you know, for money or whatever it is. Ask for volunteers. You'll get a ton of volunteers to help. So anything you need from us, let us know. But I think we got, I don't know how many of us are here, but just wanted you to know we were all here listening.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thank you. Anybody else? Yep.
Piggyback off that also.
Sure.
Since I deal with both forms of government and being the varsity baseball coach, that has come up, that things have been done on a handshake for years and there's no anything written. And it's come up just in the baseball world as far as due to the fact that I signed the permits for some of those events that involve some of the young kids playing ball, is that, you know, one of the groups doesn't feel like there's enough of a player fee to the kids that are playing up here on the rec fields. And where that's offset is that, you know, who's paying for the material to add to those fields? It's the two different distinct governments, but yet it's a township rec program that's playing on the village fields. So there is something going on there that's not coming to a happy medium, and a lot of people are worried that it's going to start affecting the kids. You know, for one, the township fields, the two baseball fields out there, I wouldn't put anybody on those fields because of the shape they're in. We've had that discussion.
We've already addressed that.
Yeah, and it is being addressed, thank God.
Yeah.
But there is an argument going back between both sides. So hopefully we can work something out in writing and not just a handshake that's happened over the years.
So just so everybody knows, we've been trying to do that for about 6 months, John and I, but we don't get any communication from the village manager. I've talked to the village president multiple times, but the manager does not respond to our emails or calls. We've been trying to do this for months. So, and I actually had a conversation with Mr. Quisenberry a couple weeks ago about getting a potential lease on that property. But the agreement that you guys are speaking of is probably not the route that it's going to be. It's probably going to be a lease, and we'll be in charge of certain things, but we're never going to be in charge of flooding of a village park. That's something that we're not going to be in charge of.
Can I just ask you questions?
No, you can't ask questions. It's just comments. But I just want everybody to know that. So John and I have been working on that for months. So is there any additional citizen comments? Okay, seeing none. Is there any additional board comments? Scott?
I don't think so.
No, sir. Steve? Bob? Nope. Tony? Nope. Dana?
We don't meet until after 4th of July, so happy 4th of July.
Wow. We do not, that's right.
Wow, you just blew my mind.
Yeah.
All right. I do not have any additional comments.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah,
think
our
you're
next
right.
meeting's July
You're
7th.
right.
Wow.
Our next meeting's July 7th, so yeah.
All right, we're looking for a motion to adjourn.
So moved. Second.
Support. Okay.
I don't know who, Cindy, who do you got for that? I have no. Steve?
Steve beat me.
Steve and Bob? Works for me. All right, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
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 Motion carries.
Thing of the baseball.
Blow your mind.